The Cleveland Cavaliers were once an afterthought in the Eastern Conference, but today they've become a rising powerhouse, one that any team in the league would be smart to avoid. Take their game on November 15th against the Bulls, for example. The Cavs erupted for 49 points in just the first quarter. 49 points in a single quarter. Some teams don't even hit that total by halftime, yet Cleveland put it up in the opening 12 minutes. That's some next level explosive basketball. In fact, that 49-point first quarter is the second highest quarter by any team this season, only trailing the 51 points that the Celtics dropped in the second quarter against the Clippers on November 25th. It just had to be the Celtics, didn't it? The defending champs would also hand the Cavaliers their first L of the season in what was a super close game that could have gone either way. The 15 straight games that the Cavs won before losing to the Celtics would make up the longest winning streak that they've had in franchise history. That streak would show that this season's Cavs aren't the team to play with. This season's Cavs are a totally different team from the team last year, and let's not forget that last year's Cavs were still pretty freaking good. This year, the Cavs are second in the NBA in points per game, first for field goal percentage and three-point percentage, while ranking first in point differential.
Picked up by Sensabaugh, and that's blocked by Mobley. Loose ball tipped, eventually grabbed by Struz. The Cavs have time. Mitchell for three! Get it!
Things are flowing in Cleveland, and the scary thing is that this team is only getting better. But before we break down how the Cavs are dominating the competition and just how filthy that this squad has become, make sure that you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so that you can be like the Cavs and be at the top of your game. Today, we're going to be picking the do-it-all Jalen Williams to go over 34.5 points, rebounds, and assists, and also Tyler Hero, who has been stepping up his game to score more than 23.5 points. Guys, I've been having a ton of fun and winning some nice money on Underdog, and you guys could too. Now, to see lineups that don't make it to the channel, be sure to follow my Instagram as I'll be posting some there starting this week. If you guys haven't signed up for Underdog yet for whatever reason, make sure to use my code COOP when you do, because with code COOP, you can get up to $1,000 in bonus cash along with a free pick. And it's also a great way to support the channel. Thank you, Underdog, for the sponsor. After the Cavs fell to the champs in last year's playoffs, this team would get hit with a storm of rumors. And these weren't just some softball rumors that you see and then keep scrolling. These were the kind of rumors that make every desperate fan stop and stare at their phone for a second before frantically opening up ESPN's trade machine. And we all know how dangerous of a tool that ESPN's trade machine can be when it's left in the wrong hands. This past May, there were rumors saying that if Donovan Mitchell re-signed with the Cavaliers, that Garland's agent, Rich Paul, would be talking to the Cleveland Cavaliers about finding a new home. Around this same time, we also saw rumors continue to present the idea that Cavaliers big man Jarrett Allen was also on the trade block. What was so hard to digest for a lot of Cavs fans was that at this time, both of these rumors had made a lot of sense. With the league's meta being hyper-focused on spacing, the pairing of Evan Mobley and Jarrett Allen just didn't provide that. Mobley could shoot the ball at the time, but only taking 1 3 per game last season, he was far from some deadly sniper. Following the meta of the league, the Cavs could have easily shipped out Allen and put the do-it-all Mobley at the 5 position. As for Darius Garland and Donovan Mitchell, Darius Garland had taken a step back last season. A lot of people thought that this was because of his fit next to fellow small guard Donovan Mitchell, but the lie detector would determine that this was a lie, with the advanced statistics showing otherwise. For the 22-23 season, this duo would post an elite 91st percentile net rating of plus 8.9 when they shared the floor together. And even in what was a down year last year for Darius Garland, this duo would still post a very strong 81st percentile net rating of plus 7.5. But yet, this duo was the problem, right? During this down year, it's also worth noting that Darius Garland was dealing with a fractured jaw, which was a big deal. He says that last year he was making strides and trying to improve, And then when he got hit in the face, it was all back to square one. As he rehabbed this injury, he wouldn't be able to work out and would lose 12 pounds being on a completely liquid diet. You can definitely see how going through something like this in the middle of a long and taxing season would have some sort of effect on his play. I think that we as fans sometimes forget that these guys are human and that not everybody has to be moved after just 1, 2, or even 3 seasons together. Just imagine if the Celtics panicked after being told time and time again that the Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum duo wasn't working out. If they did, then they wouldn't have been holding up that championship trophy at the end of last season. Instead of breaking up the team's core this offseason, they would fire JB Bickerstaff after 5 seasons. They would also re-sign Donovan Mitchell and give contract extensions to Evan Mobley and Jared Allen. With the firing of Bickerstaff, the Cavs turned to Kenny Atkinson as their next head coach, and what Atkinson did for this franchise was something that every fan had been dreaming of. He transformed their slow, methodical offense into a fast-paced, space-oriented system that any modern basketball fan could love. This year, the Cavs are 8th in three-pointers attempted per game, attempting 39.6. But the killer here is that although they are 8th in three-pointers attempted per game, they're actually 3rd in three-pointers made, and this is because they take so many good threes, which results in them hitting a high percentage of them. They hit 40.5% of their threes, which makes them the best three-point shooting team in the league. Cavs player Dean Wade said that their spacing has been so good that it's very clear when you can shoot and when you can't. For the Cleveland Cavaliers, the game has been simplified, and as a result, they're not forcing anything. And when they need a tough bucket, they have multiple guys who can score at will, including their superstar.
The Mike Salt away every single second. Trent Jr. pokes it away. Mitchell for the lead with .3.
Ouch.
The Cavs go up 114 to 113 and a timeout. The final timeout for the Bucks.
So how fast are these Cavaliers playing? Last year, the Cavaliers were 24th in pace. This year, they're all the way up to that number 7 spot. The Cavs might be big, but they're far from slow. And to me, this is one of their most unique advantages. When most teams go big, they sacrifice speed and versatility, but not your Cleveland Cavaliers. Atkinson, instilling confidence in this team and letting them pick up the pace, unleashes the creativity of a guard like Darius Garland, who is one of the best passers in the league. Them picking up the pace also lets you see just how freakishly talented that their bigs really are.
His floater doesn't go. He gets it back. Put back, no. Knocked away by Mobley as out strolls Darius Garland. Garland bounces inside to Mobley. There it is to Allen, and Allen lays it in.
Here, we get fantastic defense from J.A. on the Joker. Then, Mobley uses his length to tip out the rebound. Now, we've got Darius Garland running the break. He hits Mobley at the free throw line, who lobs it up for the Jared Allen lay-in. In this frame, Jokic is nowhere to be found. He's probably somewhere in the backcourt taking a nap, just dreaming about ways to stop this team. I'm telling you guys, teams don't want to have to guard this type of size and athleticism. It wears you down, and it's demoralizing to go against. I mean, what are you supposed to do here? After a screen and roll, Andrew Wiggins blows by a 7-foot Jared Allen. Typically, once you blow by a footer, it's smooth sailing to the basket as most teams only have one decent rim protector on the floor at a time. But you know, the Cavs just have to be different. Andrew Wiggins blows by one 7-footer only to get met by another one at the rim. Mobley gets the block, and yet again the break is on. And just like the secondary break that I had just showed you guys, this whole thing is composed and controlled. Mitchell tells Allen to fill the lane, which he does, taking Draymond Green with him. Green sees that they're about to give up an open Garland 3. Garland uses that to his advantage and passes on that 3 for a wide open alley-oop to Evan Mobley. Garland gives up a good shot to get a great shot. Talk about giving the Warriors a taste of their own medicine. Kerr was probably over there watching this happen, feeling like Atkinson left with his secret formula. I like to refer to this style of play as controlled chaos, but the Cavs might just call it efficient offense. It's the kind of free-flowing offensive system that I'd love to be a part of. As a big, you work harder knowing that your guards are always looking for you and will reward you for putting in that effort. I can't tell you guys how many times that I've ran the floor as a big, stood there wide open under the basket, and just kept hopelessly waiting for the ball to come my way. Playing pickup basketball with people that you don't know can be a really sucky experience. End rant. Mobley said it best. Playing with tempo doesn't allow the defense to set up. When the Cavs get down the floor in less than 6 seconds, the defense isn't set up, and the Cavs, who play a huge brand of basketball, are able to hunt mismatches. The Cavs' focus on pace and floor spacing lifts this entire team, but it's particularly transformative for Evan Mobley. The versatile 7-footer's development has been key for this team's growth and its push towards the next level. In just his second year, Mobley was already a contender for the Defensive Player of the Year award. It was always clear that if he were to unlock his offensive potential, then he could become one of the league's few elite players. It was also clear that with that progression, that the Cavs could quickly emerge as one of the most formidable teams in the NBA. Here we are just a few seasons later in just his 4th season in the NBA, and that potential is being fulfilled.
Picks up that ball, what are they going to do? Mobley with the rejection, the Bucks bench wants goaltending, we play on. Mobley through trap to the basket!
His stats are very similar to last year's, but this is a very different Evan Mobley. Under Kenny Atkinson, Evan Mobley has been used as much more of a play initiator. There have been some growing pains there, but the results this far have been phenomenal. When bigs are handling the ball, they have to be strong with it and able to play through contact. Otherwise, guards will give them no space to operate and take the ball away from them as soon as that ball hits the floor. One of the biggest questions surrounding Evan Mobley when he entered the league was his strength. This past offseason, Mobley made it a priority to eliminate that weakness. While Mobley may not look like a bodybuilder, he's noticeably more powerful now, thanks to an increased focus on building a stronger base. With his freakish 7'4" wingspan, the last thing that the league wanted to see was Evan Mobley adding strength and becoming more aggressive.
Cavaliers 60, Jazz 58, opening minute, 3rd quarter. Here's Evan Mobley. Mobley gets inside and hammers it home as he buried the 7-1 Kessler.
Again, Evan Mobley showing his power and strength.
Here, Mobley attacks the closeout of Walker Kessler. He gets into his chest, continues moving him, and then goes over the top of one of the best shot blockers in the game. Evan, are you kidding me?
One for championship, hopefully.
Mobley late in the shot clock on a half. Step on Martin! Oh, goodness! A devastating, vicious dunk by Evan Mobley!
Here, Mobley absorbs the initial bump and cutoff from KJ Martin, then counters with a smooth crossover as he powers through Martin's chest. He finishes with authority over Andre Drummond. Honestly, I'm not sure how many players in the league are making this kind of play right now. These are the types of Giannis-esque moves that we're seeing from Mobley now on a regular basis. Unlike Giannis though, defenses will run Mobley off of the 3-point line because he's hitting a career-high 41.5% of his threes while taking a career-high 2.3 attempts per game. Mobley has already knocked down more threes this season than he has any other year of his young career. Guys, Evan Mobley is only 23 years old. Let that sink in. The player that we are talking about right now is already entering some unfamiliar territory and is far from a finished product. I couldn't be more happy for Evan Mobley and this Cavaliers team. It's going to be really fun to see what they do this postseason. In the comments below, let me know what you guys think about Evan Mobley and this Cavaliers team. Anyways guys, there's some more going on in the basketball world that I need to be covering. So clicking the video on the screen right now and using code COOP for Underdog are both great ways to support this channel. I'm Get Like Coop, bringing you guys the scoop until our next upload.